What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the crew 2, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4 Interception Unit. This was technically the first variant of the VR4 because we obviously have the No Rules Edition as well, which to be honest is probably going to be a better vehicle, but for the most part guys, the Interception Unit is going to look pretty awesome, and one thing I definitely can't lie about, when this vehicle came out back in the day I actually never really drove it. I only have 23 miles on it, and that's from the races I was doing with it today, and obviously in the Summit as well. So I really have not driven this car all that much, but I would say it's going to be pretty cool looking. Obviously, when it comes to customization, similar to some of the other Interception units, there isn't going to be much of anything you can actually do to the vehicle besides removing and or changing the livery, which honestly I do kind of understand that with some of these cars being like special editions, but besides the livery guys, I would say this car is going to look very similar to the regular VR4. Of course it is going to have the light bar on the top because it's kind of an interception unit. And then it's also going to have that front push bar as well, so at least it will have some detail to it, giving you to the fact that it's going to be an interception unit. So if you guys did want to remove the livery, it's going to still look pretty awesome. And to be honest, in some way I would even say it's going to look pretty dang awesome like that. But you then can just add the livery back to the vehicle anyway, so nothing too insane there. Plus the rims are going to be chrome, which I really wish I could change those to black or something, but at least when it comes to the looks of this car, you can tell it's going to be pretty dang unique with that light bar on the top and also that front push bar as well. So at least you will be able to tell this car is going to be a bit different than something like the No Rules Edition. And then moving over to an outside look of the interception unit here, the first thing I actually notice is probably going to be those chrome rims basically glistening off the sunlight. I do have to start this by the way in the comments guys. Do you like chrome or not? I feel like it's a very interesting subject. I feel like most of the people I have talked to really do not like chrome on anything, even though they do tend to put that a lot on pickup trucks, but overall I would say the outside look of this car is going to be pretty dang nice, and besides its livery, it's really not going to look all that different than the regular VR4. And when looking at the interior of the Interception unit, I honestly did not see much of anything different about this vehicle compared to the actual stock one. I would say the main difference is going to be like the livery, then obviously the light bar on the top of this car. I thought it would have been cool to see like maybe a radio or like a laptop in here, like giving you a hint that it's obviously going to be like a police type of vehicle, but now besides all that guys, let's go see what the top speed of the interception unit is actually going to be. So I do want to show you guys the lights by the way, which obviously don't look all that special. So unlike the Ram Enforcer unit, you're only going to have the lights on the top of the vehicle compared to the front bumper, which I really would have liked to see that, but besides that, let's go see what this car can actually get to as a top speed. So if you guys are familiar with the VR4 because of the No Rules Edition, this car is basically going to have the exact same transmission as that one, so it's really not going to be any different. So the top speed on this vehicle guys is going to be around, so it looks like 249 to 250 miles per hour. So I would probably say the actual top speed is going to be around 248. The main reason why is if you are pushing this thing to 250, you're most likely going to be going through most of your nitrous, and the fact of actually going through all of it with a nitrochemist set is not always going to be the greatest look. So after running the VR4 Interception unit for a little bit, I would say this is probably going to be one of the vehicles that's honestly going to be slightly forgotten. Now the main reason why I say this is the fact that no, the car's not going to be terrible. I would also say it's not going to be the best thing out there, and this is also the 19th variant of the VR4. Soon it might actually catch up to the lovely BMW M8, but my goodness, that car's definitely going to have the crown. But the VR4 Interception unit, for me at least, is probably going to be one of those cars I would only drive if I absolutely have to. Now, I'm not saying, guys, I hate this car or anything, but I'm definitely not the biggest fan of it. It's obviously going to be a 5-speed, so I was noticing trying to find the right gears around corners is going to be pretty dang difficult, basically like going to Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. Obviously not going to be the easiest thing to do, so Overall, I was finding myself basically downshifting into the wrong gear, and or I would upshift and basically lose a ton of power with it, because I noticed when you do upshift, the car would almost lose some power. You would then have to hit your nitrous. Luckily, this car is going to have some pretty dang decent acceleration, which I would say is going to be a positive. And even with the way the car might shift, I noticed the acceleration is definitely going to be one good thing about it. And I would say one of the biggest advantages with the interception unit, guys, is most likely going to be the way it handles. I was noticing at higher speeds the car feels insanely stable, which is definitely going to be something many players are most likely going to look for in a street vehicle. Now, one thing I was noticing with the VR4 is the fact that even though it is indeed going to be a 5-speed, I honestly wasn't having a ton of issues with it. I was mentioning I was trying to find the right gears with this car, but that's also due to the fact that I really didn't use this vehicle that much. I have like 30 miles on this car since it came out back in the day, so I basically ran this car at all, which is kind of funny, but I may test it out more now and really see what it can do, because I do think it has pretty decent handling and stability and overall acceleration, which I would say is going to be a pretty decent perk on a vehicle. Now, is the VR4 Interception Unit going to be one of those cars a lot of players are going to be like, oh, I want to use that one for the Summit? To be honest, guys, I would probably say it's not going to be that type of vehicle. If I had to guess, most people are probably going to pick up this vehicle because they do want to add it to their collection. From what I know, going to be out permanently now in the game, and obviously Motorfest is around the corner, so I would definitely say, guys, to grab these cars when they do come out, because at least it's another vehicle to mess around with. I really do think many people are probably tired of using like many of the meta vehicles. I for one have been trying to mess around with a lot of the other cars, so let me know your thoughts on the interception unit in the comments below, and would you guys use the interception unit over the No Rules Edition and or the regular VR4? I do want to know what you guys think, because I wouldn't call this car terrible, but I really do think a lot of people are definitely not going to run this thing.